The solemn and mysterious procession of the Mamuzones and Isojadores during the Carnival of Mamoiada in Sardinia, while not fundamentally intended as a showcase of artistic expression, nevertheless incorporates a number of elements readily recognizable or even definable artistically, or as art. The event, common to the mountainous heart of the island, is undertaken as a more or less ritualized custom associated with the winter cycle. Incidentally, then does the procession demonstrate its curious artistic convergence, with sculptural and visual arts characterized in the craft and finish of the participants' black and white wooden masks, or visera. Textile artistry demonstrated in both their colored costuming and conversely dim sheepskin garments, or mastruca, and the measured, kinetic choreography and bodily movements that scholars and onlookers have described as dance. The entire performance relies on the profound aesthetic and functional opposition between the two principal figures. The Mamuzones present as dark, encumbered, and imposing figures, their faces obscured by the black wooden visera, and bodies covered in the coarse black mastruca. The figure's most defining feature is perhaps the carriga, a heavy cluster of bronze bells that altogether weigh some 30 kilograms, affixed to their backs. This immense burden restricts movement to a slow, labored shuffle, executed in complete silence. Typically, the Mamuzones proceed in two parallel files, their steps synchronized solely to generate a singular, powerful, and resonant sound from the bells. The Isojadores, on the other hand, are figures of contrasting agility, color, and command, donning white masks and trousers, and bright red waistcoats called curritu. They act as the directors, guiding the pace of the procession and engaging with the onlookers. The most important instrument of the Isojadores is their sasoja, long ropes which are meticulously braided from rush. This established contrast between the silent, collective weight and the mobile, communicative leadership provides the core symbolic structure of the procession. The exact origins of the Mamuzones tradition are a subject of academic debate due to limited evidence predating the 19th century. There are two competing interpretations. The ancient or archaic hypothesis proposes that the ritual dates back thousands of years to the island's pre-Christian age. Under this framework, the practice is seen as an evolution of rites meant to ward off evil, or of fertility cults, or of totemic rites involving animal veneration, and the heavy bells, animal skins, and winter cycle observance align with similar archaic rituals found across mountain regions of Europe. Alternatively, the historical commemoration hypothesis suggests origination from a specific and comparatively more recent historical event, such as a 14th-century victory of Sardinian shepherds over invaders, with the subjugated Mamuzones representing captured prisoners. Even as this theory offers a more specific timeline, it remains countered by arguments related to symbolic resonances with older agrarian beliefs. It is important to remember that while the procession occurs during the carnival season, its nature is primarily ritualistic, with a structure profoundly distinct from common festivals. Its function is often linked to ancestral rites, underscored by its first and most intimate performance around bonfires on the feast of Saint Anthony the Abbot on the 17th of January. The routine resembles methodical execution of physical theater. The performance demands considerable physical endurance, as the straps securing the carriga severely compress the chest and impede breathing. The isojadores, on the other hand, moving with distinct lightness, execute a signature action of theirs in skillfully casting their sasoja into the crowd and lassoing an onlooker, usually a young woman, with the action of symbolically capturing a spectator, understood to signify a bestowment of health and perhaps, most importantly, fertility.